You speak about us having an existential crisis show, and that definitely did it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's pack it up here. Hello and welcome back to Dodge, Parry and Roll, your fortnightly Australian independent video game and existential crisis show. I'm your host for today, Joshua LaRosa, joined by little Dino Megazord.
Ah, you got the what's it called?
It's
The
the
Chogokin.
Chogokin? Yeah.
Small Chogokin, but the small one. The Daizu. Yeah, God, we're so nerdy.
Man, your Japanese is fluent.
Yeah, fluid.
Joined by, I probably should introduce you at some point, Vinny, dear friend, Vinny Jens. Vinny, how many times can I say Vinny? Vinny, how are you?
Oh, you can call me Vinny, Vince, Vincenzo. Don't call me Enzo. Someone called me Enzo. I'm like, that is not my name.
Yeah, step too
Like,
far.
yeah, I like the first half of my name, not the second half.
Yeah, you've got a really interesting name.
Hope good.
Vince, in a good way. Like, Vincent was a name I always liked. But, it's hard when you know someone so close. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's hard, right? Like, a little bit of inside baseball here, but I always liked the name Vincent, and I always liked the name Alex, right? And I've got a close friend, as you know, named Alex as well. So it was like that was never happening. And then but your name's great because there's so many different ways of like cutting it, right? Like Vin, Vincent, Vinny, Vincenzo.
Yeah. Oh,
Enzo.
yeah. So when I order food, I always say, or when I order something, it's like takeaway. It's like takeaway for Vince.
Vince.
And then when
Vince. Yeah.
And then when if I'm answering the phone call at work, I say this is Vince. But to anyone else, I'm like Vinny, Vincent. It was funny. One time when I was a kid, one of my friends called up the house phone because we had house phones when I was a child, and they said my mum answered, and he was like, "Oh, is Vinny home?" And my mum's like, "No, sorry, there's no one here by that name." Hangs up. And then he calls back about 2 minutes later, be like, "Is Vincent home?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I thought was this one of those things where she's just like, no, his name's Vincent, and that's what we're calling him, and that's what we must.
Yeah, she was
refer
like, she just didn't register that someone else would call me any other name. Like my
Yeah.
parents call me Vincent. That is my name.
Vincent. Yeah, I don't think I've ever called you Vincent.
It's okay. You don't have to.
No. Well, it's been like 10 years. I'm not going to start now.
God, it's been longer than that.
Yeah, I know. What was it 2012, right?
Yeah.
Different.
We're on 14 years.
It's a long time.
Our friendship's going to high school, man.
Yeah. I've known you longer than I know my wife, so
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I've known you longer than I know my wife.
What was I going to say? Has anyone when you were telling me your story about the phone call, it reminded me of a Seinfeld joke when George's mum thought she was talking to a Chinese woman, and I'm like, I wonder if you've ever ordered something under
Oh,
Vin.
Donna Chang.
Yeah, Donna Chang, yeah, and ordered under Vin, and they're like, "You're Vin?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm Vin."
Like, huh?
I was expecting
I thought, yeah, something different.
something a little different than what I got here, but
Yeah.
So that's the thing with Josh. Joshua. You're not going to call me Joe.
You're white.
You're
white.
I am very white. And a nickname is very important to me. Like when we were naming both of our kids, it was always important that they could have a nickname and that the nicknames that you can come up with aren't going to be incriminating in any way.
Yeah.
I have found myself calling Jordan Geordie Shaw, which Naomi's not a big fan of. Geordie comes up.
Yeah, Geordie Shaw, and then Geordie Shaw.
Geordie Shaw just kind of comes up. So it's like Geordie and Nate.
Yeah, Nate's pretty good.
Nate's good. I mean, how can you go wrong with a name like Nathan?
It's true. Nathan Drake. That's it.
Yeah.
You can call him the Drake.
The Drake, yeah. Hate the Drake.
Hate the Drake.
Yeah, well, it's funny. My one of my wife's friends, her husband plays video games, and he was like, I was totally expecting like a Sully. I'm like, there's no way I'm calling my son Sully unless he came out with like a mustache and a cigar and like a Hawaiian shirt.
It's funny you say that. So, Sam's Sam's nephew is called Sully.
Really?
Yeah.
You either go there or Monsters Inc., right?
Yeah, I go Monsters Inc. initially.
Yeah.
When I hear it for like when it's like based off a kid and you see the kid, I'm thinking like Monsters Inc., kids, monsters, yada yada.
Yeah.
But A little. It always creeps into my head.
Drake, no.
Drake,
Yeah,
no.
always. Do you know Uncharted's 20 years next year? 2007 was Uncharted Drake's Fortune.
Jeez, that is crazy.
20
I wonder what they'll do for
years.
it.
20 years.
Because that's a pretty substantial IP.
Yeah, where were you? 2007. What was 2007 Vinnie
2007?
doing?
I was in year 10. I was
Do you have the...
honestly, yeah. My fringe was in full effect.
full
My
fringe?
emo fringe with my hair down to like here-ish. Yeah, it was in full effect.
Yeah.
I was doing nothing, man. I was doing the exact same thing I'm doing now. I'm staying home, playing video games. I didn't have a license. I couldn't do anything. I had a bike. I'd play Super Smash Brothers Melee and sleep over my friend's house.
So
That
really
was my
nothing's
weekend.
changed.
Really nothing's changed.
Yeah, 2007.
What were you doing in 2000s?
I was in year 7.
Okay.
I'm
It's
one
really
of those...
easy for you to keep track.
Yeah, so I was one of those kids who was like, oh, what, 2010? I was in year 10. 2012, I was in 12. So that was very convenient. 2007, yeah, I was started high school. Yeah, I don't think I was really doing too much. I remember my uncle getting...
You were 12.
Yeah, I was 12. I remember my uncle getting the PS3. And, like, my parents like, there's no way we're buying you this thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until... I honestly got it only a year later. But it was because my parents upgraded their... We renovated the house at the time. And my dad brought a new TV. And there was this
With the
deal...
Blu-ray player?
No, there was this deal at Good Guys there with the PS3. And that's how I got my 40 gig one at the time, which only is just recently passed, as you know. Yeah, rest in peace. The 40 gig PS3. That thing, man, let me tell you, that thing was like a beast. That got me through. That was my media hub. Yeah, Netflix, everything. Do you remember? So Microsoft and Xbox had the exclusive app for Netflix.
Yeah.
So the PS3 version came on a disc, and you'd have to run it off a disc.
Yeah, and the PS3 Netflix app only stopped working, I think, only last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes, yeah, I think that's how it came up. I heard that as well. Crazy that it... You know, there was a time where I think during the PS4 generation, would still use the PS3 for YouTube. And that was like... You know when your parents go on a holiday, right? And they're like, hey, Vinny, I need you to... Well, you live there, so it's a little easier, but... You know, pretend you didn't. Hey, can you just come over like once a week and just the keys for the car on the bench? Just turn the car on and let it run for a little bit. That is what I was doing with the PS3. Just keeping the engine purring, you know?
Yeah, that's it. You'll clean those fans.
Oh, yeah. There was a little technique with the fat PS3s where you would turn the power off from the switch at the back, turn it on, hold the power and eject button, and if you hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, it'll beep a few times. And what that would do is kick the fan into turbo drive, right? And you'll just see... I used to do this when I was cleaning the consoles when we were working in retail. You'd see like a puff of smoke like blow out the back of it of all the dust. Obviously mine wasn't doing that because, you know, I used to do that every 2 to 3 months. But yeah, little tip. So if you're out there watching YouTube on your PS3, let us know in the comment section and give it a try if you've got a fat PS3.
That's a niche one. But hey, they say having a PS3 in 2026 is actually really, really good because of the hackability of it is quite good. I mean, you know, we're all game preservation side of it. It's actually quite good.
Yeah,
to have it this day and age.
Crazy console, man. Like, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, one of the best.
One of the best. Like, I don't think it's. I think that generation, like whether you're an Xbox fan or a PlayStation fan, you had a 360. Like there was something special about it, right? You know. Yeah, sure. There was something special about that generation, right? Games are coming out every 2 to 3 years. You get through a whole series in one generation. E3 was at its peak. And there was also like the fun competition between PlayStation and Xbox. It was the closest it had ever been. Yeah. And the PS3 was weird, man. Like it had printer settings and the PlayStation Store was originally a web page. It didn't even have an app, right? Like it was just... weird, but I knew
UI
that
was so buggy.
I knew that XMB like the cross of my back of my hand. I used to like when Naomi used to come over. Again, this is when I used to turn it on to keep the engine running. I go, watch this. I used to close my eyes and like go into all the settings and like be able to do things with my eyes closed.
You're trying to impress her by going through the PS3 settings. I'm like, watch this. Look at how cool I am.
Watch me get into the printer settings. But yeah, man, that was a time. Remember we used to load movies and music.
Yeah, of course. Like
on the
loading stuff into
console.
your PSP and the PS3 for sure.
Yeah, man. And 360 used to have like obviously much cooler tech, especially for this time. Like being able to like play your music in the background while you're playing games. I forgot what that feature was called, but yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a lifetime ago. 20 years.
Yeah,
So at the
20 years.
time, what's 20 years removed from 2006 backwards? That would be 1986.
86.
So we're basically at the point where, I don't know, Super Nintendo. NES is
No,
83.
that was NES.
When's NES? NES is 83, yeah? Yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah. So like a few years into NES, or 83 in Japan. So, yeah, about the removed from the NES was for the PlayStation 3. That's how far away we are from.
Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Playing. That's like. Oh, that is weird. Look at those pixels.
Yeah. When was it US release date? NES was 1986.
You speak about us having an existential crisis show, and that definitely did it.
Yeah. Let's pack it up here. Yeah, 1986. That's right. Because I think it was like 84, 80. Because it was earlier in Japan.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a Famicom.
Yes, the Famicom.
83.
And then
I thought it was 83. Never doubt myself.
So it'd be,
Yeah.
it's like how we're like late into the generation of the PS5 and Xbox Series, yada yada yada, and then it'd be late into the generation of the Famicom, which is like 40 years old, which is also insane. We weren't alive then, but hot damn.
Well, speaking of video games, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of our previous stuff. We did a whole episode last week, or a fortnight ago, because we are fortnightly, of talking about upcoming generation PS6 and the next generation Xbox, and if it did feel a little too soon. So yeah, check out the channel, Dodge, Parry and Roll, subscribe. Just do it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, just help us out.
To be honest, I'm happy with... I feel like we've got a pretty good momentum going here. In comparison to our subscriber numbers, like, very important to that caveat, right? I've seen channels with more subscribers with the same or less views, which, we're still talking under 100 here, but you got to start somewhere.
That's it. Start from the bottom.
And you're not going to get to the top. Don't aim for the top. Just aim for not the bottom.
We're doing this for fun.
Exactly.
This is it.
And if you're a sicko who listens, well, shame on you.
Good on you.
No.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Good on you. But Vinny,
same.
What's been going on with you? How's life? What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
What am I playing? Look, I'm back into League full swing. So apologies to anyone else that I'm playing League of Legends. I'm sorry to all my loved ones. But other than that, I started playing Dragon Quest VII, the demo, just to give it a vibe to see how I feel with it. Slow. It's very slow.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be the game for me. I'll finish the demo and decide from there, because I assume it's going to get to like one kind of main point, and from there I can just see if I can want to make the purchase or not. But because I think leading up to actually playing it, I thought in my head, being like, this is the next game I'm going to play. This is the next game I'm going to play.
Me too.
And then I started playing it. I'm like, do I really want to spend
100
how many hours is it going to be?
Yeah, 100. Yeah. Everyone talks like weird British people.
Yeah. So probably not that one. I'm playing Majora's Mask now. So I finished Ocarina of Time.
Beautiful. Yep.
That game, once again, fantastic. That is a 10 out of 10 game. Cool experience. I'm really happy I played that game. Like, even in this day and age, I feel like that game still holds up. That game is very story driven, like very much has the same aspects as what I consider when people say like Elden Ring and Dark Souls, but there's stories in the text. That is like, and it's hard to figure out what to do. It's the same vibe for Ocarina of Time. So naturally, Sam and I started playing Majora's Mask immediately after.
Yep.
And this is the thing where you had Majora's Mask was back in the day where Nintendo wanted another Zelda game pumped out the next year. So it's a lot of reused assets, and it's supposed to be a condensed smaller game. It's supposed to take place in 3 days. This game, I'll tell you this. This is my little rant right now. I do not enjoy this game compared to Ocarina of Time. This game has a pacing. I don't think maybe it's a bit of a pacing problem, where it feels like you get rewarded in Ocarina of Time for. Now I know they're two different games, but Ocarina of Time feels like you get rewarded for taking your time, looking at every detail, and like kind of following through with missions. Majora's Mask is you have a 3-day time limit until you reset the clock. So you got to beat a lot of stuff with a little more urgency. So it's very...
I don't like that.
It's very different. Like, I'm not really vibing this one. I will continue to play it, but here's my gripe. I don't think... When people say Majora's Mask is the better game, I'm yet to see the truth in this. Fight me if you want. But yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't like games with... not I don't like games with, but I prefer not to play a game that has like an arbitrary timer on it, because I like to be able to exist in the world. You know, that's a little bit of a thing I've got kind of in the back of my mind with a game coming out called Blood of Dawnwalker. I don't know if the vampire game made by some of the team from the Witcher series.
Okay, yeah.
It's got a similar thing. There's day-night cycles. I think you got to do something, save someone or something like that within 30 days or something like in-game time. The only way I don't hate it is when it's like mission-based. So it's not actually time-based, but it's like certain missions will move the story forward X amount. Kind of like Persona, right?
Persona. I was actually thinking Persona when you said it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I saw Book of Mormon.
Oh, yeah.
So Sam and I went for Valentine's Day, or Valentine's Day Eve, did that. Mm-hmm. Just stayed in the city, watched Book of Mormon. Very funny for anyone who hasn't seen it. Like, love that musical. Second time I've seen it. First time she's seen it. But yeah, really, really enjoyed it. And then, yeah, not much, man. Went to Funfields. Do you remember Funfields?
Is that a shopping center?
You ever been to Funfields?
No, I haven't.
We have a theme park in Melbourne, and it's called Funfields Adventure Park.
Oh, Adventure Park. Yes.
No, not Adventure Park Geelong.
Okay. I've been to that.
Funfields in Beveridge.
Never heard of it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. This is like our version on our side of Melbourne.
Outside of Melbourne, yeah.
It was good. I went with my family. It was quite fun, but I did not pack for this at all. It's a water park. I forgot. I wore just my trackie shorts because I'm an idiot. I didn't bring a towel.
It's a bit revealing, isn't it, with the fabric and the wetness?
Yeah. Not the best.
Yeah.
And I also didn't bring any thongs, and I actually cooked my fucking feet on the ground.
Oh.
Like, my feet are sore. They're burnt because it's like, Anyway, back at basketball, playing well, not injured, injury-free 2 weeks in a row. It's been great. So it's good. Other than that, man, how you doing?
Going well.
What's new in your world? How's Fatherhood 2.0?
Yeah, Fatherhood's great. Newborns, again, every 3 hours you feed them, right? Change a nappy. It's the 2-year-old. It's the toddlers that really... We're getting to this point now where the exhaustion's starting to kick in because of the time that everything seems to happen. So Jordan loves an 11 o'clock feed, loves a 2 to 3 a.m. feed. Then we'll have like a 6 a.m. feed, right? Nathan gets up at 7. So... It's literally like...
Oof, you got a broken sleep.
Yeah, so you're sleeping for like 2.5 hours. Not even, because you're not... You got like 3 hours between feeds, right? But the clock starts when they start eating. The feed itself takes like half an hour. And you're not obviously naturally just falling back asleep straight away. So you're having maybe an hour and a half in between, like 2 hours max. So you're having like 2 hours, put him down, half an hour... Nathan wakes up, and he wakes up with the energy of a kid that slept for 12 hours. So that's been hard, but it's part of it. I'm off work still, so thank God.
You go back in like 2 weeks, don't you?
This is week 3. I've got 3 more weeks, including this week. So I've got a total of 6 weeks. I found out today that how I was working on this big deal thing. Yeah. Got closed today, which is great. So they've been really good about keeping me out of it because they know I'll be like, what's happening here? I found out because I got my feelers still out there. Yeah. So that's really good because that means I'm coming back to work in a good spot. And then it's kind of weird. We are talking about it today with with my wife, that Naomi, that
Yeah, you
like
definitely mentioned your name before.
yeah, Nay. My secondment ends in June, so I kind of need a new role, which they've spoken about, like obviously a new role being created for me and things like that. But it's like I like to know. I hate not knowing. You know this, that I have to know.
Yeah.
So this is like a really interesting period where I'm going to be going back, still existing in the work that I was doing, but obviously waiting for this structure change again, to facilitate this new role. So, which will be permanent, a permanent role, because I asked for that. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
yeah,
I just heard when it sounds like something disconnects, like do from the computer.
Oh, no.
But everything seems to be okay. So,
You're still recording? Nothing, no drama?
clock's still ticking.
Okay.
We'll find out afterwards. Everything seems to be okay.
Yeah, fine.
So yeah, that was good to hear today. Yeah, things are going well. I'll give you an update on the lawn because that's obviously important. So
Of
this
course,
is
we need to know.
in January, before my second son was born. I spoke about the leveling project that I was going to
Yeah,
scalp
with the
sand and wait for it to grow. Here's an update. I thought I'd give a quick update because I haven't updated since we've done it. I'm going to try to bring up the photo on the phone, on the camera. If not...
Oh, you can just, once again, you can just send it to me. I'll give you a lawn update.
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do because you can't see it. But you'll see it. So the first photo, you'll see that obviously that the whole lawn is covered in sand.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I overestimated how much sand I'd need. So I've got like 2 full wheelbarrows left that I need to get rid of. My father-in-law's going to take it. But the other thing I didn't quite anticipate was the mess that would be and would continue to be there. Sand everywhere. I'm still finding sand in the house. Now it's a bit better where you can go on the lawn and there's no sand like on the lawn as much. But at the start it was like, because it was covered, it was like a lot of sand. So it was like you get it wet, you bring it inside, the dogs are rolling in it. And it was like, Naomi's 9 months pregnant. She's like, is this really the best time to be doing this? And I was regretting it because I was out there a lot, watering the sand in, making sure I don't over watering it, worried that I put too much sand and that the grass is struggling to grow through. And there's areas still where it's still a lot of sand that I need to kind of sort out what I'm going to do because that area doesn't get too much sun, so the grass isn't doing too well there. So that was a whole thing. But I'll remind me to send those photos. So that's the update there. Video games. I mentioned last time, a fortnight ago, that I hadn't really been playing too much. I've been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
You still playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Still playing online. Yeah. I'm still in. I still want to have a few matches, by the way. I'm still...
Yeah.
We gotta get you up to speed. We gotta get you just... We're not playing meta decks here. Like, we just gotta get you up to updated versions of your current builds. And
okay, yeah. All right.
You'll pick it up. I mean, I did. And I haven't... You play more competitively than I ever did. So you've got a more of a knack for it than I've ever had. I've never played in a competition ever. So, anyway, so that's been really fun, and it's a really good year for it too. Like I find like they're hitting the nostalgia play pretty hard.
Yeah. The content coming back.
I mean, having a pack announced with Yugi on the cover, like that hasn't. Apparently, it's been like 20 years since he's been on a cover of a pack.
Of a single pack.
Oh, yeah, like sure. like a booster pack.
It'd probably be the Duelist packs. Duelist pack Yugi. That'd be the last one.
Yeah. It's a long time ago, and this is a core set too. The announcement that was made. So yeah, I mean, it's free for me to play online. I will admit though, like my Dark Magician deck that I do play online, I've got maybe 80% of the cards physically now. Like I said, just chipping away, just in case the world needs me, you know. Because you never know. You never know. I mean, I'm playing it free online. Like, you know, we might have a few matches. I might get you in a bit more. All right.
Might have to go to a tournament.
You're gonna get your friends back in. We'll do a day. All things are on the table. I know you've got a few mates that play.
This man came to fucking play. This man right here, he came to play.
But besides that, actual video games, I'm about 7 hours into Kingdom Hearts. So I picked up...
Oh, good. So you've almost finished it.
I'm at Agrabah.
Oh yeah, so you've done the first,
So I've done
the opposite armor and you've done the guard armor and the opposite armor.
the what?
The armor at Traverse Town, the floating armor.
Oh yeah, I've done that. Yes, I've done that twice.
Yeah, yeah, twice. The opposite armor is the upside down.
Opposite. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, where it transforms. Yeah. So I've done what have I done? So I've done Tarzan.
Oh, don't worry. I can tell you right now. I can tell you what you've done. You've done
Wonderland,
Deep Jungle,
Deep Jungle,
Olympus Coliseum,
twice,
and you've closed Traverse Town.
Traverse Town, back to the Coliseum, done the first Phil's Cup, right? Then
Agrabah.
now went back to Traverse Town, then now I'm at Agrabah.
Yeah, you got the Warp Gummy, then you go to Agrabah. Yeah, I know that game. I know that game inside and out.
Yeah, it's been a while where I actually forgot, like, I think a lot of my memories are tied to the second game, because I was like, I didn't realize, like, Goofy and Donald aren't changing outfits or, like, trying to fit into the world, and which they talk about at the start, like, oh, we can't let anyone know where we're from. And then every time they're like, oh, King Mickey, you're I'm like, well, you're kind of giving it away every time. But I'm enjoying it. Like, I forgot how deep, like, the game's not super, super deep, but, like, how deep parts of it is. Like, the AP system of, like, allocating certain skills that take up a certain amount of points, and then kind of choosing which skills to have, and obviously your magic system and the combat.
Even the I'm not sure if you realize, but even the questions at the start, where it's like the three questions that Selfie, Titus, and Waka ask you.
Yeah.
They change. I'm not sure if many people know about this, but they change the pace that you get experience.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't.
So if you select the first option, you get experience fast for the first 50 levels, then it slows down. If you select middle, it balances. You select the bottom, it's harder to get experience the first 50 levels, then the experience cap, the amount of experience to get to the next level is reduced.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I knew that when you pick the sword, shield, or staff, like, it obviously that kind of makes sense, where it's like, you know, more strength, probably less magic, more magic, less, you know, but interesting. Yeah, it was funny. I don't know if you saw when I sent you a photo of the selections I made, and it's
this
like one of them
gets me.
Yeah, you're afraid of getting old. Yeah, this game gets me. So I'm making my way through Kingdom Hearts. I'll probably play something else, go back to the series slowly. Are the other games as big? Obviously, the sequel's the sequel, but like the interstitial.
Oh, like you can play in so there's if you have the package or whatever it's called. So what's it called? Kingdom Hearts
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories is big. I don't recommend playing it. I think like it's really cool. Like I enjoy it, but it's not for someone who's not really a hardcore fan. But you can play as Riku in it, which is cool, which is you do the reverse stuff, but it's very repetitive.
Is that the card-based one?
Yeah, the card one. I think it's better on the Game Boy Advance as opposed to PS2. It's a good Game Boy Advance game. It's not a very good PS2 game.
Is it worth just watching the cutscenes?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I could do that.
Watch the cutscenes before you play the second one.
Yeah, then play 2, and then the others continue to play, except for the ones that you have to watch the cutscenes for.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I've never played the PSP ones, and apparently they're really good.
Birth by Sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, play it. I think it's a great game.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to play Birth by Sleep, because that's the one that I remember hearing really good things about. But yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with Kingdom Hearts. And then Metroid Prime 4, I'm still slowly chipping away. It's kind of now gone on the back burner now that I've introduced the third game, which we'll talk about as part of today's episode. But yeah, I'll continue to plug away. I'm feeling the groove. Like, I'm feeling the pull to start playing games again. And I've got a few demos sitting there that I'm like, I'm not a big demo guy these days, because I hate like replaying parts of games that I've played. I like to just experience them, particularly for games I know I like, you know.
But I know that some games now are allowing the save data to transfer. Like we look at Digimon Story Time Strangers, like that game allowed save data to transfer. Dragon Quest would allow save data transfer if I continued. That's why I was like, okay, I'll give this one a go.
Yeah.
So,
but again, Trails in the Sky did it. Trophies didn't pop. So I don't know if that was just a Trails thing. That kind of burnt me, because it was like, I've got the trophies for chapter 2, 3, and whatever, but the first chapter is like not there because I did that chapter on the demo.
Oh yeah, that does hurt you.
It hurts. But yeah, so for this fortnight's episode, the main topic of discussion is Sony's latest state of play that aired on the 12th of February. So, 3-4 days ago from the time of recording. 60 plus minutes. It's actually Sony's biggest state of play ever in terms of length. We've had a few that we've had around like 50-55 minutes, but this is like the biggest. So I thought what we would do is kind of go through everything that was announced. We can spend as much time on certain games that we want. And yeah, we'll kind of take it from there. But I guess from a top level down, Sony's latest state of play, Vinny. What were your thoughts going in, and did it live up to your expectations? Did you have expectations?
my define expectations, because I'm like, we're going to get Final Fantasy VII Part 3. We're going to get Kingdom Hearts 4. We're going to get this Kingdom Hearts remake, which has been proven to be like defunct or like debunked. So I'm like, I thought we are going to get this God of War Castlevania style game, which we did see. So, but there were some games in here where I'm like, oh my god, they brought this out. I'm like, that's crazy. Like the new, like there was new Kenna, new Castlevania, God of War trilogy. Like these things where I'm like, wow, okay, this is pretty cool. Yeah, but what about you? Like thoughts and feelings going in? Were you excited? Did the 1 hour, like really like hype you up a little bit?
The 1 hour got me a little excited. And I did think
big Sony fanboy.
Well, really, I think what I was excited for was Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, which didn't happen at the Game Awards, and I was like, man, is it going to happen here? It didn't. Spoilers. But what we did get was also very, very exciting for me. There were certain games in here that are like Josh Bait.
Is a Josh game?
Yeah. Josh Slop.
J-Bait.
Yeah, J-Bait. So if I had to give it a rating on like a, S tier A, B type thing, I think I'd give it a plus. I don't think it's quite S tier. It was missing either Final Fantasy VII or like a big first party game reveal. But why I landed kind of in that A ranking is like a showcase is never going to be for everybody. There's games in there that aren't for everyone. There's usually a handful that are for you. But I felt like as a show, it was very well paced. They didn't linger on any 1-2 game for too long. The announcements were very much skewed to my liking, very Japanese leaning, or kind of in that area. Because you had games out of Korea and other parts of the world as well. So those all were kind of pointing in the right direction. There wasn't any like gacha game.
Yeah, no mobile.
Yeah, no mobile gacha game. There wasn't too much of a focus on games as a service. There was a few like multiplayer games in there. There was one in particular out of Sony in 4Loop that's games as a service, but it was very single player leaning. It was very Japanese leaning, which appeals to me. So from that standpoint, I was actually really impressed with what they've shown, and I'm so excited by some of the announcements and some of the wordings around the announcements, particularly out of Konami, that is getting me really fired up. Speaking of anniversaries, like Castlevania is entering its 40th anniversary.
It's wild. And it's speaking of, like you said, J-Slop and like Slop, but have you ever heard of, I'm going off a tangent here, have you heard of Unk Slop?
Yeah, does that mean like appealing to older people?
Yeah. So it's like they talk. So like for us, Kingdom Hearts would be Unk Slop.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't like that it was like, I feel like Slop is supposed to be bad. But it's like that's a 10 out of 10. Like Resident Evil 4.
I think it's
Slop,
used
like,
in a term where it's like it's of ilk, like as in, like a random anime game. It's like it's anime slop, where it's just like it's of that ilk. Like it's. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about being referred to as an older.
It's like imagine saying like Crash Bandicoot 1 Unk Slop. It's like slop. I'm like, no, it isn't.
No, it isn't. Yeah, don't. How dare you? But Vinny, what about you? Like, if you had to put a ranking on it, there hasn't been. I mean, you can compare it to like obviously past data plays as well. There's the PlayStation showcases, which they rarely do. And even compared to those, like the last few had Metal Gear Delta, but had a lot of like multiplayer games. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, this is probably the best one I've seen in a while. Really, it's like I said, it has like no mobile, like no gacha stuff. A lot of that kind of era of crap that I'm just not about. It had proper single player story stuff in here, so I give it a solid. I give it a solid B tier. I think I wouldn't. I don't think anything can be an S tier, but I feel like if it had what I listed before, 5 A's, Kingdom Hearts, it'd go up to an A. But I don't think anything. I feel like S is unattainable.
S is like, for me, would be Xbox had an S showcase a few years back, and I think the PlayStation showcases in 2020 and 2021, where it was like everything: Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Final Fantasy 16, like everything was there.
Yeah.
Those are Spider-Man 2, like Miles Morales, like that's the S tier in my mind.
The AAA stuff, like
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like this had very little AAA stuff. I mean, other than like even like God of War being a remake, I wouldn't really.
Oh, there's a lot, but the industry
there's a lot of
shifted.
double A.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good double A, like solid double A stuff.
Which sometimes
I
is
feel like
more
I
appealing.
prefer.
Yeah, exactly.
That 360 PS3 era, that Unk Slop style of game.
Unk. God, stop saying that. All right, so let's go through the announcements. Again, we can spend as much time as we want on any particular game if they pique your interest. But let's start with the first announcement, and that was something that was a little surprising to me. I know the first game did reasonably well. I enjoyed it, and that was the sequel to Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Kenna Scars of Cosmora. Cosmora, thank you. Again, Ember Labs returning, launching exclusively on PlayStation 5 and PC. They speak about their partnership, particularly on this game, with PlayStation Studios and the support that's allowed them to go bigger and harder. And yeah, what did you think of the announcement?
I loved the first version of this game. Like, it gave me like Avatar-ish vibes and like a little bit more of the PS2 style era of game, but with updated controls, updated combat. I really enjoyed the parry system in the first one.
Love a good parry.
Like, we love a good parry and a dodge and a roll. But I'm excited for this one. I was already off the bat being like, okay, I really enjoy the first one. I actually just ended up giving away my copy of the first one. I was like, oh, like I'm never going to play it again. And then the second one comes out. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for this one off the bat. But like, yep, cool. You did a good rip off the top.
Yeah.
What about you?
This looks great. I think I heard this said on a podcast. I don't mean to sound redundant.
Oh, and I love this style of artwork. Sorry, just quietly. I love the style of artwork that Kenna has.
Yeah, me too. What I was going to say is that I've heard this on a podcast, so apologies if you're listening to this and this sounds a bit redundant, but I really do agree with it. I love these games that get a sequel where the first one had something special about it, but wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first Kenna. The combat was a little stiff, like the parry in particular, I remember being really like...
It was hard. It was hard to do it, but that's why I think I enjoyed it, because I felt it, like when I did nail it, I was so satisfied with it.
Yeah, that last boss, the difficulty
that last boss was hard.
Yeah, but watching the gameplay now, like this looks awesome. Looks expanded. It looks more open. It looks more fluid. The combat looks like it's expanded heaps. Yeah, you got a mount. Looks a bit more open. I don't know if it's quite open world, but more open zone, which is interesting. I think this is a great. Firstly, I think a great opener, because it's like AA indie darling type game announced. Kenna looks a little bit older. I don't think.
Yeah, she's definitely more mature.
Yeah, I don't think the little spirit things are in this game, from what I can see. There's like a little fox.
I think it
it's a
becomes
fox.
like your mount. I think at one point
it becomes your mount, but none of the little goopy things. So I think the combat's. She still does a similar thing when she pulls the bow and like it looks like it's like crystals that are there. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first Kenna. Like it told an interesting story about like this girl who kind of like goes and like frees the spirits of these things left behind. But yeah, I can see the title screen of the game popping up now, and it does show one of those little creatures. So maybe, it looks like they definitely are in the game, but they're different. They're not like the black little things. These look more planty, natural looking.
it's funny. Like every time I looked when I first saw the game, looking at it, I always gives me Avatar: Legend of Korra vibes.
Yes. Yep.
And it's obviously the character I think has this, like the Northern Water tribe with the blue and the fur underneath. So that I always saw that as a similarity. But also the fact like strong, powerful like female, but also the way she interacts with spirits and it being like being the bringer of peace and like so I like it always just tickled that part of my brain where I'm like, okay, cool, I will enjoy this game because I enjoy Avatar, Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
But playing it as well, it's like the adventure status of the PS3 360 era style of game that I really enjoyed. Like short, straight to the point, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a lot of fat. Yeah, like I said, coming to PS5 and PSC in 2026, no release date given yet, but excited to learn more. And this is a good, on the business side of things, I think a good partnership. So I'm glad after all the live service kind of push that we've seen with Sony, that they still have, and I mean they have had this for a while, but they still have the eye, for like a good indie AA game to partner with.
Yeah.
Which is always
I
good
hope it
to
does
see.
well. I think it's worth it.
Me too. Jumping ahead, next announcement coming from PlayStation first party was Ghost of Yotai Legends mode being announced, releasing March 10th. I never played Legends on Tsushima. I've only heard that it's fantastic. It's a co-op.
I never even realized what Legends is, really.
Yeah, so it's a co-op multiplayer update that did happen with Tsushima. Now they're doing it with Yotai, and it kind of like you basically squad up with the team of 3 to take on raids, but it's supernatural leaning. So in Ghost of Yotais, you're up against the Yotai 6, and those characters are the dragon, the snake, the Kisune, this blah 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 blah. In this version of in the Legends mode, they're actually like demonic versions of themselves. So the snake is an actual snake. The dragon's an actual dragon. So it's like a supernatural layering on top of Ghost of Yotai in a co-op mode where you play as like these preset character types, samurai, archer, whatever. And you take on, these raids essentially with an end boss. Free update coming to Yotai, which is great. Same thing happened with Tsushima, and it was very well received. I just didn't play it because it's like not really in the. I mean, it would be fun. Like, it would be something I'd be interested in playing. Like, if you were interested, or even my uncle, just to try out. But I like this. Like, Sucker Punch has done this before, obviously with Tsushima, but this is going all the way back to Infamous 2. Infamous 2 had like a free, like, level creator multiplayer mode that was added to, that was part of Infamous 2. So they've always kind of done this. It's very old school. This is like what happened in like the PS3 generation, where it's like a game would come with a multiplayer mode, and the multiplayer mode wasn't there to be like this evergreen, life-sucking thing.
No,
it was like
just there to be fun.
Just there to be fun. So yeah, Legends. Any thoughts? Anything you wanted to say on that?
I guess, I don't know, someone who've never really played the Ghost series, so I guess it's hard for me to give an opinion on it. It does look fun. It looks, I like the artwork, I like the art style, like the whole demonic, like the kitsune and the snake look cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, much just really kind of gives a little bit of, I do love a co-op game, me being a freaking League player, but yeah, I don't know, for me this is just like meh. I could see people getting excited about it though.
Yeah. Sony's got a pretty packed year.
Yeah.
Starting with that. Up next, again, don't have to spend any time on this one. Death Stranding 2 is coming to PC March 19th. So on Steam and Epic. So if you haven't played it on PS5, definitely worth one to play. I think it was my runner-up for Game of the Year last year. So again, if you haven't played Death Stranding 2 on the beach, coming to PC on March 19th. Next one was a game called For Loop, a multiplayer game. Hold on, what am I doing here? It helps.
Yeah, Loop, I saw.
Yeah, so this is the difficult thing. A bit of inside baseball here. I'm using the PlayStation blog, who has their game announcements in alphabetical order, not in order of announcements. So I'm like skimming in between the YouTube video and the blog to try to kind of go through. Anyway, For Loop was next. Announced in December last year by Bad Robots, is the team. So they're, head honcho is Mike Booth, who's the creator, or was part of the creation team that created Left 4 Dead, right? So he's joined part of a team called Bad Robots, and they're creating this multiplayer game that's obviously inspired by that game, hence the 4 in the 4 loop.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have much thoughts
more
here.
Like an alien, just taking place on an alien world.
Yeah,
but
4-player co-op.
Like,
yep. Any thoughts?
Again, I feel like we need friends for this game. We need at least 2 more friends for this.
Yeah, we need at least 2 more. I thought this is another PlayStation multiplayer games as a service. I do like that it's done in a second party nature, so they're not using a first party team to do it. And I mean, partnering up with someone like Mike Booth, who, Left 4 Dead is like one of the pivotal multiplayer games ever. He did kind of lead back 4 Blood, which wasn't received very well and didn't stick around, so he's kind of had a hit and a miss. But this looks interesting. Actually, no, let me step back. There's aspects of it that look interesting. I think that boss fight with the big cube thing that's kind of like shifting in the world, and there's like the lasers kind of going around, so you're trying to fight it, but you're trying to dodge the lasers at the same time. I can see that being very engaging. So if it's got these kind of end level bosses that are on that kind of size and scale and creativity, I can kind of see this, doing somewhat okay. Very much like the game is escaping me, but the team that did Darksiders 4, anyway, it was a multiplayer game. It will come to me at some point. I can see aspects of that, but if I had to put money down on it,
yeah,
I don't.
This is the thing. It's the hard thing with multiplayer games that are coming out now. We spoke about it on previous podcasts, where for multiplayer games, everyone's very set in their ways of what they want and what they like, and if they have an evergreen, they're not. And we spoke about before, where it's like they're not PS5 players, they're Fortnite players, they're FIFA players, they're NBA players, where it's harder to move the needle for people to get to enjoy a multiplayer experience when their current multiplayer experience is their fixation with a live service game.
Yeah, and Remnant from the Ashes is the game I was thinking of. Gunfire.
It wasn't what's it called Evolve.
No, not Evolve. All right, up next after 4 Loop was Pragmata. A game we've seen a few times now out of Capcom. This was part of the Capcom block where we saw Pragmata and then Resident Evil. Demo out now on PS5. I think it was on PC before. I've got it downloaded. I probably won't play it because I've heard it's really good, and I prefer to just wait. So the full game launches April 24th, 2026. I mean, Capcom, can they do any wrong at this point?
Oh, Capcom stocks are to the moon at this point.
Yeah,
really, they're just hitting. Honestly, their worst part was Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment.
That was hard from their PC port perspective. Lack of content, terrible updates.
They seem to be fixing it now too. They just announced a big overhaul. Yeah,
it did a big patch. But I guess from a single player point, they're fantastic right now.
Yeah, announced Mega Man coming back at the Game Awards. Obviously, Resident Evil, Onimusha. Resident Evils, Onimusha. There's rumors that Devil May Cry might be coming back, which makes sense.
That was another thing where which is why this showcase isn't as hyped, because I heard rumors about Devil May Cry 6, and I was like, and I didn't see it.
No.
Yeah.
But next on the Capcom block, Resident Evil Requiem, another game we've probably seen way too much, launching February 27th. I'm a chicken. I'm not going to play it, but
yeah,
it's going to be huge.
I'm also a chicken, but I do want to start playing the Resident Evil games. It's a game I've only played Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 2. So I haven't played many.
I've tried the demo for 2. I just can't do it for the new one.
Yeah, I'm a little bitch boy, but maybe playing it with someone by my side will give me some liquid courage and help me be like, I can't be scared because you're here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how we go.
And I've heard they're
to play.
fantastic. Like, particularly like
Yeah,
Resident Evil 4 is more actiony. Like, I feel like I could probably get through Resident Evil 4, but I'm not that type of player where it's like, I'll just play that. Like, if I'm going to play the series, I'd want to play all of them.
Yeah.
But I know I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So these games are games where it's like, dude, they just miss me, and it's fine. Like, I just see them as they pass by. I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up was a remaster of Legacy of Kain Defiance, the PS2 classic, returning for PS4 and 5 on March 3rd. Great to see Legacy of Kain doing stuff again. I think they also had a 2D side-scroller announced. They obviously had the remaster of the first game that I played parts of. That game's just screaming for a full-on remake. Like, I think I would so be down for... Because we'll talk about vampires a little bit later. I'm a big vampire guy. Like, this style of vampire, not like a Twilight vampire. But, like, I like...
An Edward Cullen vampire? No?
Yeah, I like this stuff. So, I purchased the remaster of the first game, showed some support, played it. Just, as much as it was updated, it still is a PS1 game. But for its time, even playing it, I was like, man, the voice acting is pretty cool. Like, the story is pretty cool. Written by Amy Hennig, who's the writer of Uncharted. So, there's a bit of factoids for you.
That is some facts, man. You are so deep.
But yeah, coming out March 3rd. So if you're interested, pick it up.
And then Legacy of Kain Ascendance coming out March 31st.
Yep. The next one.
Yeah.
This is the one we were talking about before that I couldn't pronounce. Brigadine Abyss. Why can't I find it on my search? It's because I spelt Brigadine wrong. This was the next announcement. Probably the announcement of the show. I was like, I can kind of take it or leave it. But a fantasy strategy RPG. Talk to me.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a game that caught my eye. So it has it's the supervisor of this is Masayuki Horikawa. So they were they were behind Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube.
Okay.
And actually looking at it and looking at the people behind it, they have a lot of people who worked on Fire Emblem's Three Houses, Fire Emblem Awakening. So it's a tactical RPG, much like Fire Emblem, which I'm actually a big fan of. One of my favorite Fire Emblem games is actually Awakening on the 3DS. So if it's anything like that, I'm all for it. I actually do think tactical RPGs are quite fun. Not only is it adds that extra element of turn-based that makes it a little bit more strategic or tactical, as they say.
Touche.
Funnily enough. But I'm keen for this. I do like this kind of style of game, but in the end, it's one of those games where it depends on how long it is.
Yeah.
And it depends if the story's good or not. Because I stopped playing Triangle Strategy game. I stopped playing Octopath for reasons that they just didn't hook me. So this game looking like it's got a little bit more medieval lore, like dragons elements, stuff like that. Maybe it might hook me a little bit harder. It depends how deep the story is, but yeah. I'll at least give it a go. If there's a demo available, I might play it. I'm the demo guy.
You're the demo guy. See, and this is what I was talking about before about games appealing to some and not all. I'm just not much of a strategy guy. All right, next up, Jiggle Physics, Dead or Alive 6.
Yep.
Last round, remaster.
Yeah.
Update. Coming out this year, June 25th. The definitive version of the 2019 Brawler. So that's interesting. Launching with a free-to-play version, which I thought was interesting to see fighting games do that. Not unheard of, but it was interesting to see. And then we also saw a tease for what's coming next. And it was a tease in every way of phrasing.
Every sense of the word.
Every sense of the word. So if you're a fan of Jiggle Physics, Dead or Alive is back. Next up, this one was an exciting showcase. Control Resonant. Vinny, did you play the first Control? Are you a fan of the Alan Wake interconnected universe? at all?
I have played Alan Wake. I have never played Control. So,
So
but
no.
have you played the
uh,
first Control?
yes, so I have played the first Control. Sorry, I was doing some searching in the background. And this is very different to the first Control. So the first Control played as a third-person, like, kind of shooter. Set in the oldest house. It was kind of contained into this one hub world. I enjoyed Control. Didn't like it as much as, like, Alan Wake. I'm a big Alan Wake fan.
Yeah.
This is taking a kind of different, approach. You're playing as Jesse's brother. You're playing in Manhattan, so you're leaving the oldest house, and it's more of a like third-person hack and slash. But it's steeped in Remedy's kind of like supernatural aesthetics and like the world shifting. You can kind of gives me what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Inception.
Inception vibes, where he's kind of like jumping from one building to another, and the camera kind of shifts as gravity kind of shifts with it. So I'm totally down. I was late to the Remedy party. Like I didn't play Alan Wake. Alan Wake was my first play through of a Remedy game. I actually haven't.
Okay.
I lie. I have played parts of Max Payne when I was younger on PS2, but not enough to say like I've played Max Payne. So Alan Wake is really much my first introduction to Remedy. And yeah, loved it. And Control I liked too. It was just, I don't know, there was something
Different.
about it where it was there was just too much about it. It needed to be like stripped back a little bit in some areas. But this looks great. Like hack and slash combat. It's a different style of game that Remedy's kind of ever really done. So yeah, I'm excited to check that out when it launches. Next game, Crimson Moon. This is a single player, can be played in co-op action RPG. Developed by
2 players.
Yeah, probably Monsters. This one piqued my interest just because I'm a Darksiders fan.
Bro Souls.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, angels and demons and Nephilim and all that. So this looks interesting. What I still don't know is the nature of the game itself, because it describes itself as an action-adventure RPG, but the way that they spoke about it seemed like it was mission-based and procedurally generated in some aspects.
Okay.
I don't quite know, but I'm interested. I think this is one where this is like a good 7 out of 10 game that I can see myself enjoying. Very much gave me like Darksiders Doom vibes with like the heavy metal music and the angels and demons. But
I was actually going to say it's hearing that everyone was like, oh, when the soundtrack came on, I was giving Doom vibes. Everyone was also comparing it to giving it more Devil May Cry trailer vibes, because they always have the heavy metal music with and then talking about angels and demons and Nephilim and all that stuff. But Bro Souls is someone coined it. I'm like, yep, perfect. Hey, it'd be a fun 2-player game if it is a solid game. I'd be open to playing it with you.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I do like the art style too, and it does give that kind of era of style of game where it looks like if it is mission based, it's gonna be short, sweet, to the point. It's gonna be like this seems like a no frills game.
I'm down for it.
This game is gonna do exactly what it wants to do, and it hopefully does it well.
It needs to have a serviceable story, but really tight gameplay. Like, if it's going to have the parrying and things like that, it needs to feel really good. And I'm reading within the PlayStation blog, you can kind of click through the games themselves and have a bit more of a read through some of the information about it. But it talks, missions emerge from the Sanctus whatever at your home base and central hub. Anchored by the war tables. This is giving me very much Helldivers.
Like Monster Hunter vibes.
Yeah, or Monster Hunter, where it's like you got this central hub, you got this table in the middle that shows all your missions. 3 players can prepare, build, forge new armor and weapons at the blacksmith, chat about their next incursion at the war table, and blah, 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 blah. So I don't hate that I just need to know if it's procedurally generated, and is it I like to play a game with a purpose, and that the characters exist with a purpose, and there's a story being told. So I don't mind.
I understand that, because that means Monster Hunter feels like a lot less enticing towards you, because it's just more of you're playing mission after mission, and the story doesn't really go anywhere. Like the whole idea of the gameplay is the fun,
hook.
Whereas you want the hook,
and
you want a story hook.
I want a story hook. And saying that, I did spend 100 hours plus in both Monster Hunter Wilds and Worlds, and the story in Wilds. My God, I've never skipped cutscenes in a game before. That was the first time where I'm like, I cannot sit through this story. But if it tells a serviceable, like, B, C tier action story about angels and demons in a co-op way,
environment, yeah,
I'm down. So this is one where I'll
Also,
wait for reviews, for maybe a demo. But yeah, if it turns out to be a good kind of like 7.5, 8 out of 10, 12 hour kind of tight combat experience, I'll be down to playing it with you.
Especially if it's mission based. Be like, hey, you want to jump? I got a couple of hours. You want to do a mission? Like, yeah, done. Or I got like 40 minutes. You want to do a mission? Perfect. That's this kind of style of game where it would help, I guess, entice me and get me into the story or into the gameplay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Up next, Beast of Reincarnation. The next game out of Game Freak. Surprisingly or not, the team behind the Pokemon series. This is their first kind of big AAA game, releasing this year, August 4th, 3 days after my birthday. Self-described as a one-person, one-dog action RPG set in a sci-fi-inspired far future Japan. I'm down.
I'm down.
This looks good. Again, needs a really
action
tight...
RPG, I'm down.
Action RPG, needs a tight dodge, parry and roll. But it does some really cool stuff where the combat turns into, real-time third-person action, but then you've got this side kind of character named Ku, who's like this dog wolf creature, and you can give Ku commands in a turn-based style. So it's doing a lot of really interesting things. So I'm interested. I mean, they've showed this game a few times. It was at the Xbox show. I'm down. This game probably one where it would do okay having a demo. I think just Game Freak is huge, but I think Pokemon is what people think about. Not even distinguishing between the studio and the game. More about people probably don't even think about who's making it. They just see Pokemon. So Game Freak making another game is not going to have the same, obviously not going to have the same pull. But it's good to see a game being made by them that it's costing more than $10 million to make and runs at more than 20 frames per second.
I was going to say that as well, where it's like, Nintendo, man, loosen your budget a little bit on for Game Freak, because they can clearly make a good-looking, exciting game.
Yeah.
If you just give them, not even the tools, they have the tools, just give them the resources, give them the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's Pokemon. The most, profitable franchise in the history of the world.
Yep, but the thing is, they sell like 10 to 12 million copies of each Pokemon game. If they're selling them with a cost of about 10 to 12 million dollars to make, they need to like sell 500,000 copies to make their money back. They're selling 11 to 12 million copies every time they release one. It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Jumping back, Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition, launching February 13th, so already out.
It's out.
Digitally, from Digital Eclipse. I think the physical version's coming a little bit later, but remasters of the original Rayman game, 30th Anniversary. Crazy. Do you have anything to say on this one?
I enjoyed Rayman for what it is, but I do like the idea that there's like the whole like interactive documentary and a playable prototype, which is cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I'd be keen to like give that a go, but that's something for the backlog. Like, I'm not going to pick it up and play it right now. I'm not that eager to play a Rayman game right now. But
something I'm super excited about is this next announcement. Josh Slop.
Oof.
Yacht Club back. Mean and the Hollower. New gameplay
Shovel
with
Knight.
demo.
Shovel Knight, baby.
Yep, with the demo released for PS5. This is one I've got downloaded as well, which I'm like, I might just play it. Still no release date. Launching this year though. Frustratingly don't have a release date because this game got delayed multiple times. But this is Yacht Club's like first game release since Shovel Knight, right? They've obviously had
which is like what, 12 years?
Yeah. It's 2012, I think, the first Shovel Knight was. Because it was a PS3 game, right? And Treasure Trove. We obviously saw those updates where you had Plague Knight and the others. I can't remember the Phantom. No, anyway, there was a few other playable characters and their own levels. What was frustrating, and I've heard that, you probably read this online and things like that as well, but the issue they had was Shovel Knight was a Kickstarter game, so they had all these commitments made as part of the Kickstarter, but the game got so big. So they honoured all the Kickstarter kind of promises, but what it meant was they didn't actually release a game since 2012. They've published a few things here and there. There was a Cyborg Ninja game. They had the Shovel Knight spin-off. But Shovel Knight's awesome. Like, Shovel Knight is so special. And, I mean, think about it. Like, he's in Smash Brothers, right? There's an amiibo for Shovel Knight, right? Like, this is just an indie team in the true sense of the word. But yeah, Mina the Hollower demo out now on PS5. 25 unique bosses. It's very much inspired by Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color games, actually. Game Boy Color in particular. So if you got a nostalgic feel for that era of video games, this is one for you. But yeah, try the demo on PS5. I think I will play this demo because we don't have a release date. Even if I've played parts of it just to go, yep, I'm in. Turn it off.
Yeah. Just get a feel.
Just to get a feel. Next one, Never. Prologue. Announced and shown. Did you ever play Never? It was like a 2D side-scrolling...
Never played it.
Yeah. But Never Prologue launches... It's DLC for the original game. I think, Prologue, it's obviously in the name, launches February 19th. So 3 days from data recording. After that, we can move through this one pretty quickly. Yoko Shinobi Ops. Isometrical stealth game. Any interest from you, Vin?
No, doesn't appeal to me. I've played a few isometric top-down games where it comes to like Divinity Original Sin, Baldur's Gate 3, that kind of style. But this is... It's weird. It plays like it's not an isometric top-down, but it
is.
It plays like a stealth game. I'm not sure what it plays. It kind of plays like a little bit of action RPG instead of a isometric top-down.
Yeah, it's kind of blending the two. I mean, I could see something like this being fun for like a co-op kind of experience, similar to like what we spoke about with Crimson Moon. But yeah. Oh, one to keep an eye out if you're a fan of ninjas, I guess. But this next one is an exciting one, and completely out of nowhere. Project Windless, a dark fantasy open world action RPG inspired by the Korean novel series The Bird That Drinks Tears. You play as a giant chicken.
Yeah. You play as a giant chicken, and it's what is it, Crofton from Montreal Studios?
Yep. Crofton. Could have been called Project Wingless because he doesn't have wings.
He has wings.
He's got arms.
He has wings.
Does he? He's got arms. He's got hands. He's got fingers. I'm looking at the chicken right now.
Yeah, but he's wingless because he can't. Chicken's a flightless bird. So that's where its windless comes in.
I saw someone on Twitter post a photo of this like superimposed in God of War, and it was like Cock of War. Yeah.
It's given that similar energy, like even down to like
the red.
The kind of the red,
white skin,
the red, white
feathers. Yeah.
the two swords and being like dual blades.
Yeah.
Cock of War.
The blood. This looks interesting. I mean, like Korean studios make some good games, so it's like. I'm down to see what this is. Play as a giant chicken. Why not?
For sure.
I'm just watching the combat now, but it's like I watched a few people's like reactions to the state of play, and everyone had the same reaction. They're like, "Is that a giant chicken?" I'm like, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Up next, Star Wars Galactic Racer. You're a fan of pod racing, Vinny?
Oh, now this is pod racing right here.
Gave me Burnout vibes. I don't know if you noticed, like when they were crashing, it kind of like do the camera thing, would follow the.
It's a game that looks fun. It looks fun, but is it gonna be worth my time? And I think that's the hard part with these games. It's like the game looks fun. I like that there seems to be a story driven behind it too.
Yeah. But
will I play it? I have to wait for reviews.
Yeah.
I do love Star Wars. But like when I say I love Star Wars, I mean I like six movies. Yeah,
Is Watto in this game?
He'd have to be.
He was
Surely
in
he is.
the old Pod Racer games, right?
Yeah, because that's episode 1.
Yeah.
Star Wars episode 1 Pod Racer.
If Watto is there is a chance.
I forgot your obsession with Watto.
I'm gonna be in the 4K on the 4K 60 frames. All right, moving on. IO Interactive, the team behind Hitman's debut trailer. Not debut trailer. I've showed this before. Next trailer, story trailer for 007 First Light. Launching this year? Yes, I'm pretty sure there is a release date. I don't know why it's not written here, but launching this year looks like Uncharted.
It looks like Uncharted. I'm like, yeah, I'm keen for this.
Yep.
Uncharted 5.
Yep. If Naughty Dog ain't going to do it. I mean, IO Interactive making, stealth action isn't new, obviously, with Hitman, but this is like the first time in a while where that team's like flexing like a more action story as well, like narrative. So it'd be interesting to see.
It is so Uncharted. It is so like looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, it's very Uncharted, but with like a little bit more. It's like if Nathan Drake had more backup.
Yeah, had more money.
Yeah.
All right. This next segment is where the show jumped from a B into an A tier, and that was the Konami block, the return of Konami. This is this got me. Like the next few announcements, I'm like, oh, it's good to see you guys back. But first up, we saw the announcement of Metal Gear Solid Collection 2 finally bringing Guns of the Patriots Metal Gear Solid 4 off the PS3. And then, of course, Peace Walker, the PSP title, which was available elsewhere as well. Bluepoint kind of did the collection back in the day.
Oh, and Ghost Babel.
And Ghost Babel, the Game Boy game. It's happened. There really isn't too many PS3 games left. You got like Resistance and Killzone, but mostly everything of consequence is off PS3.
Yeah, Prototype.
Prototype's off. I'm pretty sure.
Prototype. Oh.
Maybe it's on backwards compatible on Xbox.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms
I said
of
a
PS3
consequence.
exclusives,
All right, we're not going to go through and like Heavenly Sword, which was a great PS3, early
like
PS3.
Starhawks. You're like this. You're like,
I want to play Starhawk. But yeah, Guns of the Patriots off PS3. This is awesome. Like, I was a big fan of I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, but it's great to see Konami back and playing around with Metal Gear, like Snake Eater Delta. Which have you finished playing, or have you played?
No, I have not. I played it. Yeah, I have your copy. I'm playing
No, yeah. You need to get through that. Was awesome. It was so great to see Metal Gear back, and I like what they kind of did with keeping the game very much in the spirit of the original, and to have these games kind of coincide where it's like you can go back and play the original version of Metal Gear Solid 3 on the collection, but really bringing everything together and all the side games, the MSX originals, the Game Boy games, the PSP games, all in these packages. And to get Guns of the Patriots for the first time off PS3, hopefully running at a 60 frames per second, is huge. I'm, very similar to my like Kingdom Hearts energy that I'm feeling right now. There will be a Metal Gear energy time where I'll go back and play 1, 2, and 4. Obviously because I played 3 last year. So, yeah, I don't know if you've got anything you wanted to add to that, but...
No, it's like someone who hasn't played any Metal Gear games besides, I think Delta is my first one. I'm keen to actually like get into the franchise.
Yeah, what a series.
So, and this is it being accessible is the more the better.
Yeah,
get in more people's hands. People want it.
Only thing missing really, obviously there's the PS4 games like Metal Gear Solid 5 and Ground Zeroes, but it would be interesting to get the GameCube remake that was done by Silicon Knights, Twin Snakes. Yeah, it'd be interesting just to have that added to, because that's the one I haven't really played out of the mainline games, which is kind of like a remake of the first game, had a different cutscene director or something like that, so it was like more anime, like Snake's backflipping and doing all. But I think it would just be interesting to have as part of the collection. But yeah, great to see Metal Gear back. We actually see a bit more Metal Gear in this next showing, and that's Darwin's Paradox, this tactical octopus action game. You actually can play the demo now on PS5. There is a Metal Gear themed level pack as well, so you can play as the octopus with the bandana on. This gave me very much like Inside vibes. Could be actually interesting, like just a 3-4 hour kind of puzzle based survival side scroller.
I do love a good puzzle game.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting game to have as part of the Konami revival, but shows, I think, a breadth of games. Like, they're not just doing the core kind of pillars. They're open to exploring with side games and smaller games and new games as well, which we'll talk about just in a moment. But after that was the one where it's like, if we weren't getting Final Fantasy VII, I've been asking for Castlevania. I'm one of those. I don't want to call myself a fake Castlevania fan, because I've played the original. I played parts of Simon's Quest, the sequel. I've played and finished Super Castlevania. I've played and got close to finishing a few times. I need to actually go through Symphony of the Night. I haven't played a lot of the Game Boy and DS.
You've watched you've watched the entire show.
Yeah, watched the Netflix show. I enjoyed Lords of Shadow 1. Played Lords of Shadow 2. So I'm a Castlevania fan, but I'm not like the guy who's played every single Castlevania game. So I'm not going to pretend that I'm not. But in saying that, again, I'm a huge vampire guy, right? So as much as
Edward Cullen.
Yeah.
Twilight.
So I'm just and I'm itching for a like full-on third-person action version of Castlevania. And what got me so excited, let me step back. Let's talk about the announcement first. So what was announced was a new game done out of Motion Twin, which is the team that did Dead Cells. And if you remember, there was a Dead Cells.
It actually gave me, it had the
Castlevania DLC. And it's funny when there's a handful of studios who could handle Castlevania, but this team, like, it just made perfect sense. So excited to see them kind of take what they learnt from that and expand it into its brand new, fully fledged game. But to see Castlevania finally return in Belmont's Curse it looks beautiful. Like, it absolutely looks
really good.
Stunning.
It's given like Hades style of like graphics.
Yeah. With
like the kind of self shaded 3D rendering.
Yeah. They're playing with lighting. They're playing with so excited. And beyond that, I don't know if you listened to the verbiage that some of the what was written, what was said. This is the first of many announcements to celebrate the 40th anniversary. And
Castlevania.
Yeah. And Castlevania itself has existed in these multiple pillars, right? You've got the action. You have the 2D. You got two styles of 2D games. You've got the Metroidvania Castlevania games. Then you've got more like standard 2D action games, kind of very much in the vein of like Castlevania 1, 2, and 3, where it isn't Metroidvania, it's level based left to right. Then you've got the 3D Lords of Shadow. There's the 64 games, like Nintendo 64 games and PS2 games, the 3D action games. So there's like different versions of Castlevania that exist, similar to Metroid, I guess, right? Where it's like, you got Prime and then you've got the mainline series. So hearing that this is the first of many, or first of multiple, whatever the exact verbiage was, is getting me super excited, because that means we theoretically, as part of the 40th anniversary, should get an announcement this year of a AAA Castlevania game in tandem with this, which is also launching this year. Like, talk.
Like, I just think of the time where you told me, I remember, so back, for those people who don't know, Josh and I did other podcasts in the past, equally as successful as this one. And we used to talk about being like, we got to play one of each other's favorite games. And I ended up playing Castlevania 1 and 2 on the NES.
Yeah.
And played those on the mini NES that got released.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy I played it like that because those save states and load states
Oh, you need them.
kept me in. Oh, because that game is genuinely a difficult game. Like that is the era of games where games were designed to steal your money. Games were intentionally difficult because they were arcade style games.
Or they were
Like,
super short. So it's like, if they
was-
weren't difficult, you could finish them in like 30 minutes. So it's like, well, let's
make it harder.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm happy I played those games. I actually really enjoyed them. First time I played them was obviously a few years ago. But I am not a bigger, I'll say this, I'm not a big Castlevania fan like you are. I have played Symphony of the Night. I have played games here and there. I haven't played many of the 3D ones. I played some PS1 Castlevania games.
Lords of Shadow the First is really good. Really good.
Yeah,
It has one
okay.
of my favorite endings in any video game ever.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it had one of those endings where it's like, my God, I was showing people this. I'm like, can you believe this? The ending of that game is incredible. Where the story goes and how it ends. Honestly, we should do another like games club thing, and we should.
Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, the
PS1.
sequel's so disappointing. It was so, and it's developed by Mercury Steam, who's the team who made Metroid Dread.
Okay.
Man, I'm full
Wow.
of the random facts today.
You're definitely bringing it back. But yeah, I have to give it a go then.
Yeah,
For sure.
We should do that. Like every 3 months, we do an episode dedicated to like a book club style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
not too
really-
often because it's like we've got
yeah,
enough to
not
play.
too often.
But like every quarter, every 4 months type thing. I think it's a good
Yeah, bring
Thank
back
you.
a retro game.
Yeah.
Keep like a palate cleanser.
palate cleanser. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be super retro. It could be like PS4 for all I care. Like something that we've missed that it's like you'd like this,
Yeah.
or you should play this,
That's-
or I want you to play this.
Yeah, that's me playing. Was me playing Arkham Asylum last year.
Yeah.
That's me finishing Arkham City this year, kind of thing.
Kingdom Hearts for
Bioshock,
me
all
right
that
now,
jazz.
right?
Yeah.
So, moving on. Next one's not for me because I'm a chicken. Silent Hill Townfall announced first person new Silent Hill
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, scary.
Man,
I feel like the last Silent Hill game I played was on PS1, and even then, that scared the crap out of me.
yeah, and it's good to see Silent Hill back. I mean, we had the 2 remake, we had Silent Hill F last year,
Yep.
and now we've got the announcement of this one. So yeah, if you're a fan of scary shit,
Horror. Yep.
this one's for you. Speaking of for you and for me, this next one, Rev Noir. I saw anime, I saw action RPG, and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Don't know what else to say. Beyond that, I think it was revealed later that this is in fact a PS5 and PC exclusive for the time being.
Yeah.
But yeah, first glimpse of their new JRPG, Rev Noir, set in a world plagued. I think it's supposed to be plagued by a deadly phenomenon known as Lightfall, which instantly kills anyone it touches. The story follows a memory lost boy, of course, and a
Joshua.
mysterious
Yep.
girl, of course,
Of course.
as they set out on a journey to put an end to this catastrophe. I mean, Josh Bate.
Yeah. Is this going to be the thing where this is going to be a little bit of a? Will this fill the void until we get Trails in the Sky second chapter?
Yes, I think it will. I will. I've got this real, and I don't know if you saw as part of the Nintendo Direct, Grand Blue Fantasy, which I played parts of. That I enjoyed what I played, but just I fell off for whatever reason. It's getting like this 2.0 update. They're adding summons and a whole bunch of different things, and that's like
Okay.
coming out in June. That's another one where I'm like, yep. I was actually thinking about replaying that. I was getting the itch to just play something like that. Bit of like Josh Slop.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to see how this one goes because I'm thinking about. I'm like, man, I really want to play. Like, I've never played Tales of Arise.
Tales of
I really
Arise
want
is
to play
great.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, there's too many games. I'm really just gonna start. I really gotta commit. I'm gonna commit to a list of games I need to play.
Yeah.
And it can't be League of Legends.
No, exactly. Moving on, John Wick. New
What's it,
game from John Wick. Saber Interactive, which is the team. They're a huge
And
team.
Lionsgate.
Yeah, and Lionsgate. Saber Interactive, the team that did the Warhammer game, which was really good in 2020.
Yeah, Space Marine. I played that. That was great. Space Marine 2.
22. Oh, Space Marine 2. Sorry, I thought you said
Space
22.
Marine 2.
I'm like, oh my god, no way, it's been that long. Yeah, let's see players John Wick himself. Coming to PS5, release
Keanu
date,
Reeves.
an official title not yet known, so the game's in early development. So don't expect to see it anytime soon, but I like John Wick. I like Saber Interactive. I like Gun Fu.
You like Hitman?
And I like Hitman. And I like dogs. If you're a fan of...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. Coming to a close. Marathon. Probably not too much to say here, except for the fact that for all the hate that this game was getting, it seems to be turning it around. So...
Yeah.
It's added a lot of features that were
friends,
missing. Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah. I would say I know a lot of friends who have now said, hey, we're gonna get Marathon. They're moving on from Arc Raiders to this.
Yeah.
Like, just from what it seems to be that game. And I mean, I hope for who's making this?
Bungie.
Not Bungie. Yeah, I hope Bungie can actually turn it around, because I feel like ever since
I think they will.
Ever since Halo, they've
Oh,
dropped off.
Destiny. Destiny's kind of huge.
Yeah, Destiny is huge, but it's consistent.
It's huge, but it went too long. They should have dropped Destiny 2 and moved to Destiny 3 a long time ago. But those who were counting them out, like I still, I've been critical, and a lot of people have been, of the Bungie acquisition of Sony, and I definitely think that has been a failed or bungled acquisition. They overpaid and they've underdelivered thus far. But I think now that the culling and all the kind of ickiness that was there is said and done, and Sony have learned from hopefully from their mistakes around games as a service and how to approach it and what to do. They've obviously got rid of people. They've pulled teams out, like that team LFG, which was announced. They had that Project Gummy Bears game that they were developing that was like really internally loved at Bungie. That team has been pulled out and part of PlayStation Studios now. So what I'm hoping's happened, I think Bungie's just gotten too big and we're doing too many different things. And there was like, they were like self-developing, publishing content of Destiny and doing a whole bunch of different things, where it's like now it's like I hope they've been stripped back and it's like just make the games and the content and use the Sony engine to deal with the other stuff, the publishing and the... if you want an anime for Destiny, like we've got that with Sony. You just make the games and make them great. So I'm hoping now that this game releases. I don't know if it's going to be the next biggest thing, but it will be a success from what I'm hearing. And then get on to Destiny 3 and let's get this ship kind of really turned around. But I'm optimistic. I think the art style, for all that it's controversy around the plagiarism around some of the logos, is awesome. I love it. I reckon the art style is fantastic. Like this whole like cybernetic. It's not even. I don't even know what it is. Like the vibrant colors and the whites and yeah,
the neon. Yeah,
it appeals to me, but not a game for me. So we'll see. But yeah,
once again, I'm not. This is a hard thing. It's like I'm not an FPS guy. Like there are so many good games that I would enjoy if I was an FPS player, but I feel like the most FPS I've played has been Doom and Halo.
Yeah.
That's my limit.
But yeah, Marathon launching not too long now, February 26th. Pretty big year for PlayStation. And speaking of PlayStation and their releases, next one is Marvel Token Fighting Souls, obviously a second party development, releasing on PS5 and PC on August 6th. We saw the announcement of a few Marvel X-Men characters, including Storm and Wolverine, which was obviously heavily rumored.
He had to be. He had to be.
Yeah. Looks great. I'll probably pick this up.
Yeah.
It's got a story mode. Probably something I'll play, do the story mode, and put down. But I think a really good like supplemental title. Like it's going to be huge. It's Marvel. Its Arc system works. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
But I like this diversification of titles that Sony seems to be hopefully getting back on track. You've got a shooter. You've got a fighting game. You've got some second party games as a service. You've got some second party single player games. And then you've got Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding. Like the big...
Diversify.
Yeah.
This is the way to win. Like, throw enough spaghetti at the wall, one of it's going to stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is, like you said, Arc system works. The art style looks phenomenal. It's a really big IP being Marvel. Like, they have a pedigree of fighting games going back to even, like, one of the biggest being Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, that, like, Marvel is almost synonymous with some kind of fighting style of game
Yeah.
in the legacy that has been around.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see how it plays. I depends on how if I want to pick it up or not, because I touch on fighting games every now and then, playing Dragon Ball Fighters for a little bit, and then 2XKO, which is the League of Legends one, for a little bit. You know, it's hard. The hardest part about fighting games is the hardest part about fighting games is I get the competitive itch, and then I know that I don't have the hands to play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. I'm the same. I hate not being like really good at something that I'm like committing to. So it's like, even when I play fighting games, it's like, ugh, I can beat Joe Blow on the street or someone who plays games, you know, casually. But then you like go into a ranked match and you're like, oh God, I can't.
Yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah. I just realized I mixed up the order of the next announcement, so apologies. It actually was Saros first and then Marvel Token Fighters, but
that's it. You're done. You cancel. Get him out.
Yeah. I the reason why I mixed it up is because I didn't watch the Saros bit, because I was like, I don't want to see anything more on this. So I haven't got much to say except for I am excited. It's the Returnal team. Housemarque.
It's Returnal.
It's Returnal 2. They seem to have like taken some of the criticism around like the roguelike nature of the game, where it's like you felt like you really had to master it to actually progress. This seems to have a more like growth system throughout the game, so you're actually getting tangibly more powerful as the game goes on, as opposed to like really. But launching in April. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add to that.
No, look, I've never played Returnal, and I feel like now I've missed the boat, so I'm actually keen to play Saros.
Yeah, play Saros.
But
fine.
I did see what you're talking about, where they add that additional, almost like it pays to die a few times to get rewarded. Like, they're adding that. If I compare it to Hades, they're adding the mirror of like where you could disperse certain elements and increase like your HP, like so you're able to do runs a little bit more efficiently. Same thing. If they added that system in, I think that this game is actually gonna be a lot of fun. It's that you know what I love about these kind of games, where it's like that drive, knowing that's like I've actually I've done it. Like I've personally beaten this game.
Yeah, Returnal was like that. I was like, yes,
the reward.
Yeah. Housemarque's a great team.
The payoff is so good.
All right, second last announcement. These two are kind of heavily tied together. It was rumored, or I don't know if it was rumored. It was like spoken about tangentially that God of War 1 was getting remade, or a remake of God of War 1. God of War 1 would be fantastic. I think a lot of people, including myself, assumed we would just get a collection of the three. So when the trailer started and I saw Santa Monica, I was like, this is the Metroidvania game. And then the music started playing and I was getting goosebumps, because I realized I'm very heavily nostalgic for those original God of War games.
They're fantastic.
You hear the music, dun, 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 and like, you know, the one comes up, two. You know, we spoke about God of War in my top 10, not favorite games of all time, but the games that define me. God of War 2 was on there, so listen to that episode if you want to know why I love God of War so much. Plug. And then God of War 3, and I was like, okay, they're doing the collection, right? And then when Remake popped up,
you're like, oof.
This was the Final Fantasy VII Remake announcement, like, because it was the same thing. It was like the logo came up. I'm like, and I'm like, and then a remake, you know, like, this is huge. It
really is. Obviously,
you go, take it away.
Yeah, I would say, this is huge. Like, obviously, like, it's not going to be like, I think this is their main team, Santa Monica, or is it could be this is a secondary team working on it? This is the question, because like that, they had their other team working on the Sons of Sparta game.
No. So
they're working in tandem.
So the Sons of Sparta game is made from a team called Mega Cat Studio. So it's not done in-house.
Developed by Santa Monica.
Santa Monica are probably not even helping with development. They're probably just like overseeing development. There is multiple teams at Santa Monica. So Corey Barlog, who's the director of God of War 2018, is rumored to be directing a new game that may also be announced this year. That is a new game, right? Not a remake or a remaster. So I was actually clicking around to find out I find it interesting if Santa Monica themselves are going to be doing this remake when you've got Blue Point, who just cancelled the God of War multiplayer game, and Blue Point are the remake studios that did like Shadow of the Colossus. So I wonder if this game is going to be done in-house at Santa Monica, but being supported by Blue Point, and then having teams like Valkyrie, who are Sony first-party team that do kind of support work, supporting on it, right? Particularly if they're remaking it and keeping it, hopefully... I don't want it to play like God of War 2018. I want these to be the updated versions of the original games as they were.
Almost like how Toys of Bob did Spyro Crash kind of thing.
Yeah.
You want it to feel and play like the original games, just updated.
Because those games look, and well, even still to this day, play and look really modern, right? But obviously, 3 is a modern game, even though it's PS3, but it still feels like it could have came out a few years ago and been fine. So, yeah, I'll let you keep going. I apologize to cut in, but it's like, so the second announcement, we might as well talk to that now quickly, and then we can kind of talk to them as a whole, is the heavily rumoured 2D action game developed by Mega Cat Studios, who are a team out of Pennsylvania, so not Santa Monica, and that's God of War Sons of Sparta, which was shadow dropped the day of the State of Play. I've played it, so I can talk to it in just a sec. So with all that, I'll throw it back to you and take it any way you want.
So first off, the reveal trailer for God of War, I was also a little bit shocked. I was like, oh, damn. And then it had the original voice actor of Kratos come on and talk about it a little bit, which is like, it says like, thanks for your support. So it's cool that, like, the fact that they're throwing it back to the original voice actor means that, like, it feels like they're going to be doing the sense of originality with this game. Like, they're not going to make it the 2018 God of War. They're going to make it a PS2 era style of game, which is I'm excited about. The only thing is that it's so early in development.
Yeah.
Like it's so like we have nothing. So we're going in blind. We're going in nothing but hopes and dreams.
We'll see you in 5 years. Yeah. Well, it depends how quickly they can turn these things out. Like if they're keeping the bones of the original and just remaking it.
Oh, is this the thing where they do the Crisis Core thing where they just import the code into Unreal Engine?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they would do that or they'd keep it in their own first party in terms of engines. What I thought
that's how they pumped out Crisis Core so fast. Apparently, is they just dumped the original code into Unreal Engine and just upgraded it.
Or Metal Gear Solid Delta is another example, or even Oblivion, right? So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they do it. I hope they don't go to Unreal because that will tangibly change the game because it affects the engine affects the way that the game feels, right?
Yeah, the physics,
So, but in that, I hope they can. I'm hoping they're leaning on Blue Point and Valkyrie to kind of help support it because I like the idea of you've got this team. Cory Barlog's working on this next big thing. Seems like that's a few years into development because there is 2 teams, right? They split off. So Cory Barlog did 2018, and then Eric Williams, I think is his name, directed Ragnarok. So there's 2 teams. Ragnarok team's probably working on this.
Yeah.
Right? So they've been working on it. No, so they probably what would have happened is Ragnarok launches, Corey's game kicks into high gear, so the whole team starts working on that. Maybe, hopefully, if that game is getting closer to a point where they don't need the whole studio working on it, they can keep a core team working on that, have everyone else strip off, and whilst they kind of work out what's next, it's like, well, let's do this God of War remake project. And hopefully it's like, well, Blue Point, you just cancelled a God of War multiplayer game. You've got experience in remakes and God of War, and you helped with Ragnarok. Let's work together on that, leverage that team, and hopefully they can drum this up quicker than we think. What would be great is there was a book, I think, or a comic that spoke about like the end of God of War, that bridged God of War 3 into 2018. That would be awesome. Like, so keep the games
content.
Keep all the games as is, but have like a bonus thing that if you finish all 3 games in the collection, and it shows Kratos kind of transitioning from one world to the other, and that's where you get that handshake between TC Carson and the new modern God of War voice actor whose name's escaping me. Yeah. So boy, but this is great. Like, it was so good. Like, they could have easily. I would have got a little worried if they announced this with the new God of War voice actor. I love that they're keeping TC Carson. Like, that shows hopefully that we're getting the original games as they were, bloody, full of boobs, but like bloody and true to what they were at the time. So, yeah, I'm pumped.
Keen for it. I'll see you in 5 years.
See you in 5 years. And the final announcement, touched on it, Sons of Sparta, Mega Cat. What did you think?
I haven't played it, but I thought it was going to be more of a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
I thought instead of like 2D platformer, 2D side scroller. So, but I think in the Metroidvania sense, it's got just ability.
There's elements of it. There is like, parts where it's like, oh, I can't get here because I don't have this. I will say this. This is a game that got tarnished by expectations because it was spoken about before it was revealed. So in my head, I had...
You thought...
Shinobi Art of Vengeance style, modern-ish Kratos, as in like PS3 or PS2 God of War with like the chains. And then when I was like, my God, it's a kid. I'm like, this is not what I was expecting. But so far, I've only played about an hour. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably pick it up. I'll pick it up and I'll play it. Hopefully it's something that I can enjoy. I mean, we spoke about being like, this is the style of game where this is like the opposite thing where it's like, I'm used to playing a 3D action adventure style of God of War, and I don't know if I'll prefer this 2D element where it's when I go from Metroid, I prefer the 2D element of Metroid instead of the 3D action adventure of Prime. So it's funny how like things mirror just based on even characters, and like some characters suit certain elements of a story.
Yeah. Like, I need to give this game time. Apparently it gets better as you play it. Like it opens somewhat
like
weak.
An 8-hour game.
Yeah, so it's not super long.
11.
It's just weird having Kratos be a boy. Like, boy. But it's just weird because it's like he's joking with his brother. It's just, I don't know.
I wonder if it's going to be that thing where you get to the end of it, you're like, that's why he's so hard. That's why he's so cold.
That's what I'm thinking is happening. Because it's like, it's hard because I feel like they're like, all right, we need to show a connection to modern God of War.
Yeah.
As in, like, he's gone through the shit and is a bit more grounded. We need to show that, and because of that, you can see the human element of Kratos come back. But then also you've got the original trilogy in the PSP games where he's angry Kratos. So we need to show us getting to that.
Why he was angry.
Yeah, so I'd be down for that. Like, if it kind of flips the script and I'm like, I don't know if I like this joking Kratos, and then all of a sudden something happens and it's like, oh man, and now he's like... Because apparently the story is actually pretty decent the more you play it. So I will give it more time. I'm actually thinking of turning this into my Portal game. I'm playing it on the Portal.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep.
It's
probably a good Portal game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was everything that was announced. I'm like I said, great show. We'll probably see Sony back in May. They usually do a May showcase or state of play. But yeah, packed year. Token Fighters, Saros, Ghost of Tsushima, Yotai Legends, Sons of Sparta. there's a fair bit.
Funny. I was actually looking at our record and be like, we've actually probably gone longer than the entire PlayStation Showcase state of play, but yeah,
hour and 40 minutes.
That's just who we are.
Just who we are. We did talk about my lawn for a good 5-10 minutes. So
I mean, burning my feet on some asphalt for some better part of 5 minutes.
Exactly. But anything else you would like to say, related, unrelated, as we wrap this fortnight's episode up?
I feel like this is going to be a good year for gaming. I'm calling it. I mean, AI slop aside, Unk slop aside, Josh slop aside, I feel like it's going to be a good year for gaming. I think it's going to be a good year because it's going to be a resourcing issue. So innovation, like limitation breeds innovation. So that's what I think it's going to be. And also we're not going to the PS6 yet. I feel like people are going to releasing stuff on current hardware. It's going to be good.
Yeah. I kind of see it as I agree with you. I think I see this year as like a good rebalancing of the field.
Yeah.
It's like we went through massive layoffs. We went through, and we still unfortunately will see that. But yeah, massive layoffs, turmoil, push into games as a service across the board, not just at Sony.
Yeah, we saw. I think we're going to see
Free to
we saw the
play.
overcorrection.
Yeah, and now it's like that was the overcorrection. Now it's like, all right, let's kind of level it and still invest and still have those games, but not have it be the only thing. Because I hope Sony realize, like Colin talks about this, that they need a Fortnite, because it's like if they want to exist into the future, like that's where the money is.
Yeah.
But there's also the play of you are the primary console, right? So regardless of who makes the game, any game that is sold, every DLC that's purchased, you're getting 30%. Obviously, you want 100% and you want one of those games, so go for it.
Yeah.
But it's not just a sum thing, right? It's like not just... This is the whole... And I'm not going to go into
this
this.
Whole Netflix thing where it's a reputation thing. So like really, it's you want to be the thing that's synonymous with... It's like when you think of streaming, you think of Netflix. You want to be the thing that's synonymous with
exactly, and
gaming
it's IP
in the home console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, this is something that doesn't get spoken about a lot. And I'll say this as we wrap up. And I would love to talk about this more, even on another episode. But it's like a game like God of War is not going to make the money of a Fortnite. But it's not just the dollars and cents that matter. It helps with the brand's image. It helps tell a story that is PlayStation. That is pushing people to get a console to stay in the ecosystem, even though it might only sell 10 to 15 million units, as opposed to like the unlimited money that Fortnite bring in. It builds a narrative and a story around the brand and keeps the brand relevant, and also has the benefit of the tangential IP stuff that they can do. God of War Amazon show, God of War 2D game, and it's the same thing about releasing the games.
Movie, who knows?
Yeah, it's the same thing around. It's like the Sons of Sparta isn't going to make Sony any money at all, but it's like it helps. Like it helps the story and the feel of the brand, because it's like this is it. It feels good to see Sony kind of invest in this style of game, and it's like they don't need to always make shooters and action games.
They're not chasing the money every time.
Exactly.
It's a for the players experience.
For the players. But anyway, we could probably do a whole episode on that, so we'll wrap it up here. Vinny, thank you so much for joining. Again, share it with your friends, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm losing my voice for some reason. Vinny, send us off.
May the power protect you.